Hello, everyone, to Staking Summit 2025 in Dubai. Right now, we are together with Oisin Kyne, CTO of Obol. Welcome.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, glad you can join us. So, introduce us and the viewers to Obol. What do you guys do?
Absolutely. So Obol is a project that got started in around 2021, and we have background kind of going back into Ethereum's journey to proof of stake from maybe 2019. We specialize in building distributed validators. So these are Ethereum validators that run on more than one computer at a time. Think of it like a multi-sig, but for staking. And one of the main value props is that, if you have 4 operators and one goes down, 3 is enough to keep it online, kind of like how multi-sig works. Since then, we've been getting more into the staking space more broadly, building infrastructure and tooling to make more people get on-chain and involved in the on-chain economy. But that's what we're best known for.
Yeah, can you introduce us more to the DVT technology?
Yes.
It's quite interesting, distributed validators, and can you tell the advantages of this approach?
Absolutely. So a distributed validator, it is an Ethereum validator that runs on more than one computer. Generally speaking, it needs more than 2/3 of its nodes to be online for it to be online. So if you have 4 nodes, 3 of them need to be online and validating. If you have 7, 5 of them need to be online and validating. And it brings quite a lot of benefits. And from a performance perspective, it is one of the best types of architectures you can have for performance. It allows node operators to move on to bare metal servers and to have cheaper, lower cost, more performant setups. And if you're a staking protocol, it allows you to kind of reduce the risk you have at certain node operators. If they were to have a compromise or an outage, if it's only, 1 out of 4, it's not so much a big deal. You can stay online.
Yeah, cool. But so what would be the biggest challenges creating DVT validators?
I would say one of the biggest challenges is performance and reliability. It is adding, more nodes to a setup, and these nodes have to communicate over the internet. Generally speaking, they need about 3.5 round trips to sign a duty, 3 to come to consensus, and then 1 to share a signature. So we'd spend a lot of time trying to optimize latency, performance, trying to make sure that we can introspect to see which node is slow or which node is good. And then security is super important because obviously it's a multi-billion-dollar proof-of-stake system, and there are a lot of people that are super keen to try and compromise it or cause trouble.
Yeah.
So we spend a lot of time trying to build our architecture in a manner that we have no single point of failure, either on the software side or on the node operator side, or Obol itself. Like if Obol disappears in the morning, if you have everything set up right, your distributed validator should be fine.
Cool. Who would you say is the main, or maybe not main? Who are the customers of Obol?
So,
is it individuals or institutions?
Both, I would say, with more of a focus on the whales and the institutions and the large protocols. So Lido have been using us for a number of years. Etherfire, big user of us. We recently announced today that Bitcoin Suisse was testing with us.
Yeah, massive partnerships, I would say, Etherfire and Lido.
Absolutely, yeah. So we're very happy running with these people, especially any of them that have more than one node operator in particular. They really want to hedge their risk, and it's much more effective rather than just giving 4 people a quarter each. It's no, let's just run it in a distributed validator, and if any one of you fail, it all stays online. We don't, have 25% going offline. So yeah, we've somewhere in around 500,000 Ether at the moment running on distributed validators on mainnet.
Well, yeah, a lot. Yeah, but do you have maybe plans for other networks?
Yes, we have been working with the Monad and Magma LST to see if distributed validators make sense on Monad. We've done a lot of research into the Cosmos space, seeing what we can bring in value add there. And generally speaking, we are trying to allow more and more people to get online. Particularly, we do a lot of focus on the Ethereum L2 ecosystem as well. And you might have heard of base rollups.
Yeah.
These are Ethereum layer 2 rollups that are validator centric. They run as an Ethereum L1 proposer. So we're doing a lot of cool stuff in that regard, trying to make it easier for L2s to gain node operators, run as a base rollup, and that's probably a lot of where we spend our time at the moment.
Okay, cool. For going back to technical more stuff, because distributed validators multiple validators collaborating. So how do you implement security measures there, to make connection there.
Yeah. So we're built on the libp2p stack, and libp2p is a product called circuit relays, which are a way to end up with an end-to-end encrypted TLS communication between the nodes. So generally speaking, that is how you end up connected to your nodes, and there is no central message bus or network that can go down. Your node can speak directly to the other ones. If you're an institution and you're running in an enterprise setup, you can keep it all within your like VLAN and have like no external dependencies. So yeah, libp2p, TLS encrypted comms.
Cool. And more crypto stuff. How would you say like the Obol token fits into it? Because obviously blockchain technology, you're using that, but not every blockchain project needs a token basically.
Yes. Not every project uses an Obol token or things like it. So one of the things is that Obol itself doesn't need you to hold any Obol token. It is what we are issuing as part of our rewards program at the moment, where if you stake on distributed validators, you get given it on a weekly cadence. And generally speaking, it is the governance of the ecosystem, and it allows you to have a say in the future development and roadmap for the Obol protocol.
Okay, cool. Do you have like anything else to share with the viewers? Like what's your planning at Obol? Like what's next for you guys?
Yeah, so we're building a lot in the validator space, particularly trying to allow these node operators to add more Ethereum related stuff to their stack. So we're targeting like layer 2s, AVSs, networks, trying to allow people to add more services. If you already have an Ethereum full node, you're already running a validator, there's more things that you can kind of build in that there. And then we're also doing a lot of focus on the institutional push for staking, because we're in an era where it's now becoming much more adopted institutionally, and institutions are extremely risk averse, and they don't want to put all of their eggs in one basket and pick one node operator and pray they don't have a breach. So we're doing a lot of focus there, particularly the Ethereum upgrade that's happening in about 2 weeks called Tektra. That brings on a lot of new features like 2000 ETH validators and withdrawal address initiated exits and rotations. So if you're an enterprise node operator, you can reduce the cost of your staking stack by a significant amount by consolidating to large amounts of ETH on like 4 really locked down bare metal machines. And if there ever is trouble with any of the machines, you can do a key rotation gracefully using the new features. And that's where we're doing like a lot of advocacy and a lot of, preparation for the next wave of kind of more TradFi, dare I say, like adoption.
Yeah. You mentioned that you're like collaborating with institutions now, and they're like security freaks.
Exactly.
So how would you say like their custody approaches, like, or how would you compare DVT to MPC wallets maybe, because they use that quite a lot?
Exactly. That is probably the analogy I give people. It's like if before this you were staking where you had like a hot key in MetaMask and it signs a message every 6 minutes, moving to distributed validators, like moving to a multi-sig. So instead of having just one private key in one location and, if it's stolen, the whole thing is stolen, you instead have, 4 private keys and 4 locations. And if you wanted to slash it, you need to compromise 3 out of 4, which is a pretty high barrier, especially if they have different setups, different infrastructure, different clients, different enterprises running them. So that's particularly the big value prop to them. There's a lot of people that are very concerned, especially after the Bybit hack where $1 billion was stolen from a compromise of a developer and like another team. Institutions don't want that to happen. So distributed validators are almost table stakes. That's something that people have been saying as you go towards a multi-billion-dollar setup. It's like, I'm not putting it all on one human's machine.
Yeah, exactly. So in the end, like, can you tell the viewers like where can they learn more about Obol, find you guys, check you out?
Yeah, you can find everything from obol.org, which is our main homepage. You can get the docs, you can get to some of our use cases for institutions, for home stakers, for squad stakers. We see a lot of people that want to move to kind of staking in like groups, but that's probably the main place. You can find all the rest of it from there.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Oisin.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.